Hey, welcome back to my channel. This is Heather. Thank you for joining me today. If you are new, welcome. If you're not, you've been here before, I appreciate you coming back. So I have a scrapbook layout process to share with you. I am using one of the older collections I have in my stash. And I'm showing you the limited embellishments that I have. It is a My Mind's Eye collection. It's from 2011. And I wasn't really sure at all what I was going to do other than the photo and the background paper I was going to use. But I have, let's see, like 6 full sheets of pattern paper and 3 sheets that were cut into a little bit and a lot of branding strips and very little embellishments. So I know that I was going to use that wood grain paper as my background, maybe do a little mixed media. I had this cut apart sheet that I had cut into probably for a cut file. And I am backing my photo with those pieces because I am all about using what's in my stash. And my goal for this layout was not necessarily to, obviously I wasn't going to use all the pattern paper, but I really wanted to use all of the embellishments if possible. That was my goal, which I thought was reasonable. And there is a story behind this photo. So I have that little journaling card that says, tell me a story, something. I can't remember now. You'll see it coming up. So I am going through and cutting the branding strips. And this is my plan. I did a lot of tell me a story. That's what it says. So I'm going to write my journaling on that. So I did a lot of fiddling around. And yeah, I realized I didn't use really any of the pattern paper. But I do manage to use all of the embellishments except for 2 stickers. So I'm pretty proud of that. The branding strips in this collection were kind of strange to me. Some of them were wide and some of them were really thin, and I'm not sure why that is. It was the same collection, but it was a little strange, but I still love this collection. I pulled it out and I remembered all over again why I had it, because I love the colors and the patterns. I am applying some clear gesso from Prima, and I actually learned a trick from Jennifer McGuire, press and seal. It's like what you would use in the kitchen. I put that over all of my mixed media products and then the cap on, because I've had too many things dry out and it's a waste of money. So yeah, it's a good product to use. Not just regular cling wrap, press and seal. It sticks really good. I can pull it off and put it back on and still works. So after my gesso was dry, I'm going in with some distress inks, just a couple of colors that match the papers. And you see that I'm flipping through or switching back and forth between the ink blender and the stencil brushes from Tim Holtz. I watched a tutorial from him one time where he used both on an intricate stencil, and the stencil brushes actually created a much clearer image than the blending brushes, but I wasn't getting enough ink on the dark background with that, so that's why I stuck with the blending, the foam blending tool. And then, you know, once I realized I had layered all these little branding strips, I had to go back and glue them all down. So that was kind of a pain. I didn't make you watch me do that because it was like surgical. It was so time consuming. And then I decided to go back and cut like fishtails at the ends of them after I glued them. So yeah, a little bit of working back and forth, but I'm happy with the way that it turned out. I used some stash, and that is a big goal for me in 2020. I am on a spending freeze indefinitely. I just have way too much in my craft room, and I really want to use it. I want to get back to using the stuff that I have and falling in love with papers that are 10 years old all over again, because I still love them. I look at products I bought like 10 years ago and wonder why I hadn't dug into them. And some of them I hadn't used at all. I know that's shameful. So normally I wouldn't use a whole 12 by 12 pattern paper to just have straps. Oh my goodness, I am so tongue-tied in this video. Just to have some strips on the top and the right, but you know, I don't want to unreasonably use product, you know, wastefully, but the wood grain was kind of warped, and I thought, you know what, just use it. I'm not going to worry about cutting out strips and being all methodical. So that little embellishment has "You're Too Cute" on it. That was that came with the collection. It was already created. Actually, there was another sentiment on top, and I pulled that off because it didn't really apply. And then I added that sticker to it. The story with this photo, if I can get it in really quickly. My daughter doesn't like me taking photos. This is probably about a year ago, maybe a year and a half. And I get this look, and she doesn't know that that look's not new. She didn't invent it, but it's cute. We were just at the mall. We got some pretzels, and yeah, I get that look, but I still love it. I still love the face anyway. You know, I'm going to take the photo anyway, even if I get that look. So, it's kind of a simple layout, but I'm really happy I got to use some of the stash. I am putting on some sentiment stickers, and what you'll see at the end, I do add my journaling, I think, off camera, and some flare pieces. But you see the gist of the layout, and you'll see those in the still shots at the end of the video. But I don't really have a plan for like the rest of the pattern paper in this collection, but it's going to go in a bin that I have of collections that I no longer have embellishments for, and I just have pattern paper, and I use that for different kind of projects, or I'll dig into embellishments that I have in my stash that aren't related to scrapbook collections necessarily, because I store my collections by collection, not necessarily by type of product. So I have a lot of unrelated embellishments that I'll pull out, like chipboard and things that I can customize. And I do have a stack of collections that I want to use in the first, I don't know, 2 or 3 months of my stash busting. There was a little hand there. She's like, "Are you recording?" And I picked them based on how long I've had them and how little there was in there. So I'm trying to get through the collections that I have the least amount of. Those are some hearts that I had cut from a previous project. They didn't make it on there, but here I'm picking out some flare and some epoxy flare from Scrap and Happen Studios, and I use a couple of them. I sorted through them for way too long. And I couldn't decide which ones I was using, so I thought I would add a secondary title called That Look. Yep, that's it. Here are the still shots. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you were inspired maybe to pull out some of your older collections and get it used. I will be back soon with another video. I hope to post stash busting a couple times a month. So thanks so much for joining me. I hope you're having a great day. Bye.